Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we've got a Toronto Raptors video. If you enjoy this video, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. The Raptors have some big decisions that they need to make in the next couple of days here. Yesterday, they beat the Washington Wizards to wrap up their preseason. But before we get into this video, if you guys enjoy it, hit the like button, hit that sub button. Let's aim for 100 likes on today's video. That would be awesome. Also, I do want to say thank you so much for 8.4K subs. I hit that this morning, getting closer and closer to 8.5K subs. So if you enjoy it, hit the like button, hit that sub button. You guys got my Raptors recap video to 136 likes yesterday, so thank you for that. Heading into like today after last night, I was thinking that the Raptors pretty much had like two open spots left. And between Isaac Bonga, Sam Dekker, Ishmael Wainwright, and Freddie G, I would have really guessed that it was going to be Ishmael Wainwright and Freddie Gillespie. And I'm really, really glad I didn't come out openly and like say that or bet on it, put money on it, whatever you want to call it, because I wake up this morning, I'm all happy, nice little Monday or nice little Wednesday here in Chicago, and the Toronto Raptors waive Freddie Gillespie and Reggie Perry, and this caught me by surprise. We all remember Freddie Gillespie. First off, he's a monster. He's like 240 pounds. Last year, really helped Toronto's front court issues, put up some good stats, 5.6 points, 5 rebounds in only 19 and a half minutes. So I'm thinking Freddie G going into Summer League, going into even with a bad Summer League, I was thinking there's no way that only having a handful of players at the center position, Kem Birch, Precious Achiuwa, I'm like, there's no way that Freddie G gets cut. Well, I was very wrong. In 5 preseason games, he put up 2.8 rebounds and only 7.5 minutes. So, not very good. Reggie Perry, on the other hand, he only played in 2 preseason games, put up 4 points in 7 minutes and 1 rebound. So, maybe a little bit better, just a little bit. They have now cut it to 18 players, and they have until Saturday to cut it down to 17, 15 on the NBA roster, and 2 on two-way contracts. So, the big question is, what's going to happen next? This one is tough. So they have one more spot essentially for they're going to have to do more cutting. Right? Someone else is going to get cut. It's probably going to be someone you don't want to get cut just cuz I think ideally I wouldn't want to cut any of these players. The more the merrier, the more depth you have, the better off you are. The more depth you have, the better chances you have of one of those guys breaking out. Heading into yesterday, I would have really said that Isaac Bonga might be locked in. I've seen people say that. I saw tweets, I saw articles about it. Isaac Bonga, because Nick Nurse was really hyping him up in the preseason, and he was getting a handful of starts, and then he got a start last night. So I'm looking at Isaac Bonga, I'm like, he's probably going to make the roster before yesterday's game. Well, in only 13 minutes, he put up 3 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and a steal. Now, he did have a really good steal early on in the game, but after that, pretty much was dead quiet, except for the fact that he had 4 fouls. So he was averaging a foul every 3 or so minutes, ended with 4. It was definitely not Isaac Bonga's night, and as far as momentum goes, you have to give the momentum to Sam Dekker, just considering he scored 12 fourth-quarter points last night, 18 in total, 4 of 5 from deep, 7 of 10 from the field, drops 18 points in 16 minutes. So if you're thinking all of preseason, you're going to go with Isaac Bonga. If you're thinking momentum, you're going to go with Sam Dekker. Well, there's still more players. That leaves Ishmael Wainwright, who I think he should be a lock for this roster. 7 points, 4 rebounds, 2 threes. Again, this is something he's been doing all preseason. It's just coming in for like 15-ish minutes, drains a 3 or 2, plays some good defense, gets a couple of boards, and yeah, that's what you're looking at with him. So I think personally they're going to go with Ishmael Wainwright. Yuta Watanabe, he's he's not. I don't think he's necessarily a confirmed lock, but he's essentially a confirmed lock. You got a bunch of younger players like Justin Champagny. You've got guys like Delano Banton. These are players that I would assume G League. I think there's just a little too much of a logjam going on right here to get 15. What is a little bit tough is, like I was mentioning, I really like Ishmael Wainwright. I think he is a very good, capable player. He's kind of younger, still a little bit old. I think he's 27 years old. Still relatively young, still has plenty of potential, but he's at that age where he can actually provide value. And so I'm looking at a guy like Ishmael Wainwright, who's primarily a defensive first player. He's like 6'6", 6'7". I love him. I mean, I think he is perfect for the future of the Toronto Raptors. And I'm kind of glad now that Reggie Perry and Freddie G were cut, because it was like, if one of those two got cut before, or if Ishmael got cut before one of those two, I was going to have some major issues, because not only did Ishmael have a good preseason, good summer league, like this is just a all-around very solid basketball player that a different team would definitely be able to see the value in him. And so here's my concern: is Ishmael Wainwright kind of gets the bad end of the stick, and maybe they give it to Sam Dekker. Sam Dekker, on paper, he would fit fine. He shot 45% from three last season in Turkey. He played college at Wisconsin. He's played a couple of years in the NBA. The issue with that is you're taking a pretty big risk. 45% from three in Turkey last year. In his NBA career is a 29% three-point shooter. Hasn't really shot well from beyond the arc until last night. So that's kind of where I'm getting at towards the issue, is he might have an edge because he's getting playing time ahead of a lot of these players, like Isaac Bonga, Ishmael, Freddie G. He was playing ahead of all these players and then comes out, has a phenomenal second half. The issue is that's the only time ever in the NBA that I've seen Sam Dekker be like, that's someone I want on my team. Last night was the only time that's ever happened for me, and a lot of people are calling him Desperate Dekker. And I do want to say, at the end of the day, it's not a huge deal whoever they do end up picking. But let's talk about Isaac Bonga one last time, because he is 21 years old, so he's one of the younger players in that bunch. I think he has a lot more potential than a guy like Sam Dekker. And we'll see what the Raptors decide to do. Are they going for potential, or are they going for guys who are going to help them win? I think you can see the concern for either. If you want Isaac Bonga, I can understand why the Raptors would want Sam Dekker. And if the Raptors want Sam Dekker, I'd understand why, or if I want the Raptors to get Sam Dekker, I could understand why they ended up going with Isaac Bonga. Isaac Bonga defensively, he's almost exactly what they're looking for. He can do a lot of different things on the defensive end. He plays very hard. Would be a really good addition. And like I said, going into last night, it really looked like he was a lock to make the roster just because he had garnered a couple of starts, got another start last night, and was playing pretty decently. Like, he can get offensive rebounds. He can run the floor. He can't really space out the floor, but I would imagine Isaac Bonga, long-term, I probably would just be thrown down in the G League right away, but long-term, more of a project. So like I said, you can see the concerns for if you want Dekker, if you want Wainwright, and if you want Isaac Bonga. Like I said, Yuta Watanabe, I mean, it's not even a concern. It's not even a conversation. He's 100% a lock. That's it for today. If you guys enjoyed it, hit the like button, hit the sub button. It's 5 o'clock right now on Wednesday night, so by the time some of you watch this, they might have already made more cuts, considering they have until Saturday, I don't think anything too drastic would happen by now. So go ahead, comment down below who you guys want the Toronto Raptors to cut or who you want them to waive. Whatever the case may be, go ahead and drop it down below. I'll see you guys later. Hit the like button. You know the deal. Peace.